Hi, this is Cheryl back with you from Farmhouse Frugally. Today we are going to take some everyday items that you either have at home already or can certainly get at a thrift store for $1 or $2, and we are going to transform them into beautiful home decor to beat the winter blues. You are not going to believe how absolutely beautiful these come out. I got this gorgeous Spode teacup and saucer at a local thrift shop near me for $1. So if you have a teacup and saucer, let's start with that. I am not going to be doing anything to this like glue or what have you, because I want to be able to use this in future for something if I would like to. So I am going to start by simply filling this teacup with some floral foam and go into my stash and see if I have any florals that match the design on the teacup. And I had a lot that had already been cut down, so that helps. And then those others that I need a little smaller, I can cut down and then add them as a quick little floral arrangement in the teacup, and then add some greens. And I had to just add a few stems that I had left over in my stash to just a piece of wire that I had cut off of something else, just so that those could stick in the foam. And then once I have the green around, I add some moss everywhere so that you can't see the floral foam. And nothing says spring like florals and a beautiful teacup. It's just sweet. It's so easy to make something like this. And also it doesn't take up a lot of space. But I really love this little ornament I had found years ago at the Goodwill bins, I believe. And I had used 3 of them and I had one left over. And so I decided to just paint this white, add a little rub and buff to the roof, changing it from silver to gold. And I flipped it around. I didn't want the little flowers in the front as they had it, so I just put a simple little entryway for the bird with the bottom of my paintbrush, making a little black hole there. And then I did want to add this to a popsicle stick so that I would be able to stick this also into the floral foam. And so I'm just going to grab a little of the antique glaze and glaze that popsicle stick to make it look a little bit more vintage, and add that to the back side, which is actually the front side. And then I am going to go ahead and use that glaze all over the white paint to make this more vintage in style, because the teacup does have some crazing and it is a little bit more of a creamy color instead of white. And also just because I love all things vintage. And then once I have that all wiped back, I am going to pop my little birdhouse into this little arrangement, and I think that it is absolutely sweet. Now, of course, if you don't have a birdhouse, you could make one. You could get one for from the dollar store, or you could use a bird, or any number of things, whatever you have in your stash. But I think that this is a very sweet gift item. I think it is just a very sweet pop of changing your decor from winter into the springtime, and or it could even be a Valentine, since mine is a little more floral and pinks and reds. So that is my first very simple, very easy, and very inexpensive item that anyone can make to beat the winter blues. The next item I think you can get just about anywhere as well. I see them all the time. It's like a little cutting board on feet. Mine required a pretty good sand out in the garage since somebody had cut it pretty deeply. And then once I had that cleaned off, I just took out some white paint, and I am going to give that 2 coats of white. Now, obviously, you want to paint yours to go with whatever decor items that you have in your home, but I am going to keep this neutral because I have an area in my home that could use a little bit of a riser, and I think a neutral tone can be used for many, many items in the future. So once this has 2 good coats of white paint on it and it is fully dry, I am going to change out the feet on mine. You certainly don't have to, but I have this wood rack and it's missing a couple of its pegs, and these pegs work great for feet, but also you can get little snowmen at the dollar store. The Dollar Tree I know has them, and you can use a bead. There's a number of things you can use for feet, corks, wine corks, so just get creative. I'm going to clean the bottom of mine, and then I'm going to wet distress all around just to make mine more vintage. You can skip that step if you don't like that. I did attempt to do both wood glue and hot glue on this, but the wood glue was just a little too runny. So I ended up just using hot glue because I'm going to use mine for such a tiny little thing. It won't really have any need to hold weight or what have you, but you can glue that with some wood glue if you have that on hand. And then, of course, if you add a little bit of hot glue, it will give that a more permanent hold quickly. Then I just used a little paper towel and added the antiquing glaze to the feet to give that a little bit of a darker color. And then I'm going to go around the whole thing with the antiquing glaze, especially the points where I had distressed it. But also I just want to make this a little bit more vintage. As I said before, my home is primarily neutral, a lot of creams, not a lot of whites. So I like the look of antiquing glaze over white because I think it gives you that feel of something that is old. You know, you do you as far as colors go. And here it is in my kitchen on my blue hutch with my beautiful blue bowls and things that I had gotten free at the good table at my dump. Even this bird came from there. You could certainly add some Valentine items if you're doing Valentine decor. Add a nest or birds or some florals or anything that you'd like on here. Just a little nod to spring with my bluebird. And I think this is so simple. So let me know what you think about that. Today's collaboration is hosted by Dawn at Shabby Meets Bling and Monica from Up All Night DIY. Channel links as well as the playlist will be in the description box for more inspiration. Next, these 3 porcelain frames were on the good table at my dump, but I have seen some plastic ones at the Dollar Tree that you could certainly paint and add rub and buff to or what have you to give you this similar look. I'm going to take the burgundy off because that is not the color tone that I'm going for, and you can see the heart beside it I made a couple years ago. I'll put that link in the description box for the blushing Valentine video, and that is more my style. So I went through some little tiny transfers I had gotten on Temu a couple years ago. This is great for scrapbooking and whatever, but I thought that this would be perfect for these little frames because the pictures are adorable and in these blush tones, but also very, very small. Speaking of scrapbooking, make sure you are subscribed because next weekend I am going to have a how to make a junk journal out of an Amazon bag, and it is awesome. So check that out. Now, certainly you can use cardboard, cardstock, anything that you have in your stash, but I'm showing you here a paint chip that I got from Home Depot or Lowe's once upon a time when I collect these when I'm, you know, obviously painting walls in my home and other things. And so these make a great free way to do something simple like this. So I chose a couple of little transfers that I thought would be lovely, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut those out and just slide them into the frame. And then I'm going to cut a little bit of brown paper or cardboard and put that in the back to make that just a little bit sturdier. This little brown paper had come with an item, I think an ornament in front of it, and so I saved it, and it already had a hole in it, so I thought, why not? I will cut that and use that as the backdrop for my next picture. So use what you have. Clothing tags are fantastic for stuff like this. I'm going to go ahead and distress mine with a little bit of distress ink all around the edges of that, and then add that again with a second piece to keep that sturdy. And then on the third one, I did something similar to what I had done on the first one. And I think that these are so, so sweet just as they are. But I decided I would go ahead and touch up the edges of the frames with a little bit of antique gold rub and buff to bring out those pretty details on mine. The other side is identical without the gold rub and buff if I ever want to change them in the future. I just added some very neutral cream colored hangers from these and decided to just put them here, actually in my bathroom where I had a few other items that had just a nod to spring or to Valentine's here, and just put them in a sweet little dish with this pretty little display. And I think that it is a very romantic, blush tone, fun pop to think about springtime. Next, I paid $1 for this sweet little neutral toned alarm clock, and my husband's also a master clock repairman, so certainly he probably had some that I could have used, but I thought this was well worth $1, and I am going to go ahead and take this apart, take the little feet off and the little handle and everything so that I can remove all of the guts. If you can't find a clock, you might use a shadow box or a small frame that has enough of an edge to put a few little things inside of it. And so I'm going to trace out onto cardstock the circle and cut that out for a back. I added the feet and the handle back on, and I'm not going to lie, it definitely took a few minutes with these teeny tiny little screws, but got it done. And then once that is back together, I'm just going to glue the cardboard onto the back. But before I do that, I decided that I wanted a little bit of a fabric backdrop to look a little bit like wallpaper on mine. So I am going to take this old pillow sham, my daughter's when she was little, and so I am going to cut out a little blanket, and I'm going to cut out a little piece of wallpaper. Gluing that fabric on. It's not terribly noticeable with these neutral tones, but I need a pink and blue feel for my granddaughter's little playroom. So I just added that to the back, and then I'm just going to go ahead and glue that back right onto the back of the clock and clean that up with some scissors. I'll add some lace later to trim that out, but for now I just want to get that there. And then I had an idea. I had seen, I think on Instagram or Pinterest years ago, of somebody making a cute little, they took a bunny and a blanket. I didn't have a bunny, but I did have a teddy bear. So I decided that I was going to make just a little tiny shadow box scene inside this clock for her little playroom. I thought this is adorable. I added just a little bit of fiber fill under the blanket and glued that all in to make that look like a little bit of a bed, and then took my sweet little tiny teddy bear, and then I'm going to glue him in also to make sure that he is exactly where I want him to be and turn his head a little bit out. And then I had this little honey stirring stick that I thought would make a cute honey pot, and then I had a smaller one that I thought could be just a little honey stick, but I needed to cut the stick down just using my little crocodile thing there, cut that stick off, and then cut the stick off of the large one and put those in his hands. And that is it for this. I thought this was just so stinking cute. I would love to do more of these in the future. I did want to trim this out in lace to dress it up just a little bit, but also to hide the cardboard in the back there. And then I put it in her little doll house for her so that she can play with it in the room that she has all set up already. And I thought that was adorable. But for display, I will keep it on the little desk, the antique desk that I have in her playroom for when she is with me. And so I think that this is absolutely fun, inexpensive, adorable, and just you can be so creative with whatever you have in your stash to make something like this, if this is something that you think would go well with your home decor, or just for a little pop of something fun and whimsical. And I just think it's so adorable. And so those are the more easy items. This one was a lot more complex, but you certainly can keep it simple. You just need a piece of wood. I got this wooden sign for free, but I know you can pick up a piece of wood or an old sign for $1, $2, $3 anywhere. And then I sanded mine down mostly around the edges and to get the paint, raised paint off so that I would be able to do these next steps. I'm going to give it one good coat, let that dry, and then for the second coat, I'm going to use a paint inlay. So while the second coat is still wet, I am going to spritz the paint inlay on the paint side, and then I'm going to lay that down into the wet paint. Let that thoroughly dry. You can just blot that off a little bit. And then once that's thoroughly dry, usually it takes 45 minutes or so, you can come back, spritz the back of your paint inlay, and then peel that off. If it resists, you want to spritz it until you can get that to release. I got a couple of areas that kind of lifted the first coat. Probably wasn't quite as dry as it could have been, but really this is a backdrop for what I'm doing, so it does not need to be perfect at all. If you use chalk paint, you can just take a little wet rag and kind of go and smooth out those little panty lines and get yourself a nice smooth finish. I actually took mine downstairs and also sanded over the top to make this more vintage, because that is more my style, and to bring out the edges again. And that is completely up to you. And then if you are going to transfer it, you do want to spray a poly coat on top of it. It does make the transferring go much, much easier. Now, obviously you can stop here, but I decided that I wanted kind of a mixed media feel with some black and white backgrounds and sepia feel in the back, and then to add pops of color here and there over this. And I'm primarily looking for blues and pinks to go with my granddaughter's playroom there. But obviously, again, you do whatever colors you want. So I have a ton of transfer bits and pieces left over. The thing about these IOD transfers is if you pay $25, $30 for a book, whatever it is, you can get so many projects out of them. Even if you do 2 or 3 large ones, you can probably do 10 or 15 small projects. So they are very cost effective, but I understand it is an investment to put that out the first time round. So I never throw any of mine away. I use all the bits and pieces. And so that is what I'm doing here. Now, again, this is the kind of thing that is a very unique thing. So you would obviously have yours look incredibly different from mine based on what you happen to have for bits and pieces left over. Once I got some of the larger items where I wanted those in the backdrop, then I went ahead and started to pull out some of the smaller floral pieces and little touches of blue. I did not have much blue in my stash, but any bits and pieces that I did have that had blue left, I tried to use, and then bringing out a little bit more of the pink when I could, and just trying to keep in those color tones to layer this up and get those on there. I would really like to continue to use up a lot of my scraps because I do have so many, and as much as I would love to buy some more, I do want to keep this frugal. And so I have some pretty butterflies with some blue tones in them that I thought might help add a little bit of the blue here. I really wanted to add a colored bird since I had a couple of the black and white birds. I wish I had had a blue bird, but I did not. I did take a bird out of the items that the stash that I did have and added that in, but I don't think it's as noticeable as it would have been had it had a touch of blue, but it's very sweet. And so then I am just going to antique glaze around, especially the outside edge. That burgundy is a little darker than I like, and also it does help with the center of the peonies, so I think that's okay. I didn't like that one area, so I decided to add one more leaf over there, and then I did a little bit of antiquing wax all around. Someone had left this gorgeous quilt that I have on her bed on the good table at the dump. I think they got divorced. It had their names and wedding date on it, unfortunately for them, but fortunately for me, I was able to run that through the laundry, and it is quite lovely with this. So here is my beautiful nod to spring. And then on the other side of the room, I had painted a dresser with a lot of paint inlays last year, and that is in her little playroom here with a couple of other items in that tone. And so that is my winter blue inspiration for you. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you hit like and hype and all the things, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.